Hello, Internet. Welcome to episode 76 of Enter the Dungeon. I'm being joined by my two favorite knuckleheads.
Addy.
And one of the knuckleheads has a guest in the background.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
No, Chris, the other knucklehead.
The other one.
Amazing.
Yeah, since this isn't a video format.
Yeah, I raised my
can't
arms
really-
and realized that they can't see that.
Yes.
Anyway, what do you guys remember from last time? Andres, you literally just said it, so
Yeah, I
hopefully
said
you remember.
literally all of it. Well, no, you said the beginning of it that reminded me of everything else. No, did we start off by getting our money? Or was that the session before?
That was a while ago. A little bit ago.
So,
In the bank.
yeah, we went to the Duke? Archduke?
Oh yeah, that
Important
guy.
governmental person. And requested aid going to the other country. I will never remember country names. So we requested aid finding the water temple and going to the other country. And he said, sure, but we have to go help him collect taxes from a town that isn't paying taxes. Which prompted Earthmover to go, what the heck are taxes? So we had a nice conversation about that on the way over to the town. And then when we got there, it seems like there might be embezzlement by one of the tax collectors that was previously sent to collect taxes. So we're going to talk to the one that lives in this town to try and figure out what's going on.
Does you want to add or amend anything?
I'm thinking way too far back, and I think of that one three-legged, three-armed teeth monster. But
That
the
was-
tax collecting sounds more
Yeah.
familiar.
Yeah, that was 2 or 3 sessions ago, because we got to town after having done that. The guy that we saved gave us the ability to go talk to the Duke, or good standing with the Duke. He put in a word to the Duke. That was after we got our money that we learned he did that.
Yes.
Okay.
Want to add anything else? Okay.
Nope.
So we left off with you guys just sort of in that garden area in front of the man's house.
Yeah. Where might we be staying while we wait? Because we're waiting at least the night, because he was coming the next day.
It was the next day or two. Well, there are several inns in town, he tells you, but he also gave the
Oh, that's right. He
implication that
invited
he
us to stay where he is. Yeah.
Yeah, he also gave the implication of hospitality, so he didn't necessarily invite you to stay with him, but you might be able to get that if you want it.
I'm trying to remember the exact words that he used, because it was something like you. I thought he said like explicitly, "Be welcome to stay here,"
Oh, okay.
or like we have room.
We have room, but we're not going to give it to you.
That'd be so rude.
Pardon me, sir. Do you have $1? Why, yes, I do. Have a nice day.
Strange question. So, if that's not the case, I would ask for it.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
I think
yes,
it was
sure.
the case.
Okay.
So yeah,
So,
I suppose stay there as however long it takes until he arrives. Are the townspeople glaring at us still for having tax collector on the cart we rode in on?
Probably. Wait, we're in the tavern.
well, you got a room at the tavern for the night, but do you want to... But you
Oh
said
yeah,
you want
after
to stay-
that.
But do you want to go in his
Sure.
house or anything?
I'm not going to. I'm going to stay in a place where I won't potentially get attacked for being.
Yeah,
money
I
that I
mean,
don't
we're
understand
a
the
little
purpose
bit
of.
wary of where we are.
Not that I think they would attack us, because I'm huge, and Thitch is tiny. Which, as I said, however many episodes ago, the least intimidating person in a group of intimidating people is the person to be most intimidated by.
Yep. Okay, so what do you guys want to do then?
I'm just gonna wait it out until was Zachary the gardener or the gardener's brother?
Neither. That was the brother's friend.
Oh, that was okay. That was the guy that we really want to talk to because we think that the gardener's brother is reputable.
Yeah, Danny Hedgeworth's was
Brother's
the
partner.
No, Danny Hedgeworth is the gardener.
Yeah. So
remember
Taylor is his brother's partner.
Yeah. Remember, I used to have aspirations.
Yeah, I used to have aspirations.
Oh, that guy. Okay, so we are. One of them was going to be coming by the day tomorrow, right?
Well,
or in a few days.
By. He said he would probably be back, but sometimes he doesn't always come home in time.
Okay, but he always comes, right?
Well, eventually he has to do his job and collect taxes. But he's a man of the world now, so he likes to come and go.
Earthmover. Why didn't they tell us about this guy?
About which? The brother or Zachary?
The brother that's tax collecting.
I don't know. I mean, like I said, this is more pulled aside than anything else. I don't remember how blatant I was about discussing this in front of the tax people. The person that's supposed to handle the taxes.
This job is mainly just so that we can get stuff from the prince.
Well, no, I don't know if the prince is if the duke is the one embezzling, or if it's the middleman. Like, we don't know if that is what's happening. We don't know where along the chain of command it's occurring. So it could have been intentionally withheld information or not. Who knows?
Okay.
For now, for now, the safest assumption for our continued good standing with the the nobility is assume that he deemed it unnecessary information.
Yes. Well, so you have a letter from the Duke giving you some basic information about how much gold he's looking for, and that you have authorization to use reasonable force to detain it, and to bring in any relevant criminals.
Or criminal suspects.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'm going about this in the way that will hopefully detain the least number of people. Because someone has prevented the money from going where it needs to go. If that's the Duke, I don't know what we're going to do about that. I choose to hope and assume that it is not the Duke himself.
Mm-hmm.
So I personally, I think I'm just going to basically wait in the inn for the first day, and after that, stay with the person that, as far as I recall, offered hospitality.
Yeah, so you stayed in the inn on night one. Then at the first morning, you then went over to the touring house.
Okay. Yeah. So, yeah. Post that, I'm basically just going to stay out of the public eye, if possible.
Okay, so you're going to be staying in the man's house?
Yes.
Okay, so first thing from the garden, where do you go?
I assume I am, if I'm not showed the way to where I would be staying. I don't know, what's the layout of the inside? Is he got a gated off yard, or?
So he had more or less decorative walls that just sort of note where the property line is. It's almost like just the corners of walls. And then there's the hedge work. But you basically had the conversation in front of his front door.
Yeah, okay. I am, once again, assuming that I have been invited to stay there.
Yes.
Okay. I'm not just going to barge in and have him go, wait, where do you think you're going?
Mm-hmm.
So I wander inside. What does it look like?
So you wander in, and the first thing you notice is that it's There's a nice wood aesthetic to it. There's very clean oak floors that are stretching out in front of you. And something that Earthmover is able to appreciate is that the ceiling here on the first floor is 7 feet tall.
Hey, finally. Now, I'm
Thitch,
still running on the lights, but it's still nice.
Yeah, Thitch, you're probably able to appreciate the artwork that's hanging on the walls. Several it is of ships.
Oh?
Yep.
Wait, like what kind of ships? Like pirate ships, giant ships, small ships? You got to specify here.
Okay, so you notice that there seems to be one painting that's of a naval battle.
Okay.
Then there is a painting of a small fishing boat.
Okay.
Yep. And then there's just sort of various miscellaneous just sailboat pictures in different styles.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I am intrigued and happy to see these photos, and they enlighten my emotions.
Nice.
Do I recognize any of them?
If you want, you can roll a history check on probably the battleship or the battle painting.
Okay. Give me a second.
Did he sink it?
Natural 12. I don't remember how big my...
I don't think you're particularly intelligent.
Yeah.
Wow.
His character.
Yeah, it's a judgment of his character.
Dungeon Master roll. There we go. Didn't have that open yet. Roll D20. Log in. Okay, there we go. Might be that one. Sorry, I didn't have my character page in front of me.
How could you?
And here we are. So I rolled a 12, didn't I? I had already closed the page on accident. 12 plus intelligence?
Yes.
Or was it history? It's a +1, so 13.
Yeah, with a 13, you don't really know what this battle is of. But you do notice that now that you're taking a closer look, it does seem to be between humans and orcs.
Oh, okay. Is there anyone near us?
Yes, the homeowner Jeffrey probably went in with you.
Hey, what's this? Is painting, right? Yeah, what's this painting of?
Oh, well, that is a battle fought between the Royal Navy and invading orcs, I believe, around the year 400.
Which was how long ago?
About 400 years ago.
So this is the year 800.
Ish.
Ish.
Sir, do you not know what the year is?
I don't think that question was in character.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
And somewhere we have a pinned something message that includes the year, I think.
Yeah, calendar.
Where is it? It's somewhere.
If only my intelligence was as smart as my acrobatics.
If only your wisdom was high as a monk. There it is. 805.
8:05. All right.
Yes. You might want to ask my son more about that. He's the one who painted it.
Oh, whoa. Oh, he's a painter.
Yes. My family produces a great number of highly talented people.
That's great. That's wonderful.
Would you like to speak to him or anything, or
I mean, aren't we going to see him anyways?
if you wish to?
Earthmover, little help.
This is a you thing.
I mean, are we going to see... I forget. Are we seeing him or are we seeing his brother?
Neither.
We're seeing his gardener's brother.
Yes.
That makes more sense.
Yeah.
This guy is the owner of the village farm.
The gardener didn't follow us in sight. He's gardening.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so yeah, sure. I mean, I wouldn't mind a couple questions. Pass the time just a little bit as we get to know this place, I guess.
Okay, well, I'll take you up to his room, or as he calls it, his artistic laboratory.
His artistic laboratory.
Father, what are you doing in my laboratory?
I do not exactly know what I'm referencing.
That's Dexter's lab.
No, I know. In character.
Oh, yes, and there's even more paintings in the gallery, and he points to a nearby room as you guys start walking.
I'm gonna poke my head in as we go by.
Yeah, so something that you notice is that it's actually a combination between a library and a gallery.
Oh.
And there's an old man in there who seems to be looking over what seems to be a highly accurate 3D model of a star chart.
I'm going to poke more than my head into this room and just kind of step in and take a look at that.
Although I feel like since it's your head, it would be very obvious that's been poked in.
Yeah, no.
Oh, yes. Can I help you? You know what's weird? We, at the same time, constantly underestimate and over-exaggerate Earthmover's height.
Yeah.
Like, he's 6.5 feet tall. So that's tall, but he's not Hagrid.
Right. He's not as huge as he should be for his race, which is, I think, what confuses us. Because we go, oh, he's not that big internally. And then when we think about it, it's, oh, he's a Goliath. He's big. And they just...
it's like
incompatible. The cognitive dissonance is astounding.
Yes, structures say he's too big. No, structures. Yeah, when it comes to that, he's too tall. But then when it comes to humans, we act like he's. Wait, I feel like I'm wording this wrong. Give me a second. I'll think about the way I want to say that.
Creatures. He's not huge as far as like the max height of creatures that are medium-sized creatures go.
Yeah.
But he's just tall enough that moving through normal structures is generally a pain.
Well, then again, he also has gray skin, so that's pretty obvious.
Yeah. No, he definitely sticks out like a sore thumb, or I guess a diseased thumb.
So, can I help you? The old man says.
Does he look nervous?
He actually seems surprisingly calm.
Okay. Like more calm than most people are upon first seeing me?
Yes.
Okay. I couldn't help but notice the star map, grid, chart thing. It's strange to me.
Oh. Yes. Do you have an interest in astronomy?
almost the opposite, but this is interesting information in terms of how it's displayed. So it caught my eye. Not the opposite in that I'm actively disinterested in astronomy. I'm interested in Earth things, rocks.
Geology.
I don't know that geology is entirely the right phrase because maybe it is. I intentionally avoided the word, but maybe it is accurate.
Mm-hmm. So this particular model is one that I built myself over my lifetime based off of my own data keeping and what I've been able to study from other astronomers.
Astronomers?
It's quite impressive.
Yes, and so the way it's set up is that you remember in Avatar when they went to the library,
yes.
the moon thing? Yeah, it's not quite like as huge as that, but it's that same basic design where he can rotate it around to show what constellations would be viewable at different times.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it is a chronological projection device in some sense.
Yes. As you can see, we are right now in the summer. But you probably knew that.
Are we already in summer?
Yeah.
Good lord.
Oh, yes. It's often hard to keep track of time, isn't it?
Oh, that's when Thitch joined. Because I had just seen the calendar post originally. Thitch joined in Spring Med. So I was like, already? Okay, that makes sense.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Tell you what, let's jump over to Thitch for a minute, who I guess is going upstairs.
Yep. Why did I separate from the group?
Technically, Earthmover did that.
That was me. I imagine Zoe's still, or not wrong.
Who's
Zoe.
Zoe with?
Zoe's probably with you.
She's following you.
Okay, cool. All right, let's go.
Yep. So he leads you. Yeah. So he leads you up the stairs, and on the second floor, it's actually carpeted in the main hallway.
Okay.
And to your right side, there's. Yeah. No. Wait. So you come out to the stairs, and you have to turn left just due to the structure of the building. Turning right would mean that you're running out cartoon style from the building.
All right.
On the side facing on the same side as you, when you're coming out from the stairs, there's only 2 doors down the hall, but on the side you're facing, there's several of them.
Okay.
Yes, and so he immediately crosses over and knocks on one of the doors. Leo, you have a visitor. And about 30 seconds later, the door opens up, and you see an eccentrically dressed man with paint all over him.
Drew, I just remembered something.
What?
Earthmover is wearing a giant red coat with a matching hat.
Yes.
That kind of adds to his pop in a crowd. Anyway.
Yep. All right. Hello.
Yeah, and so, oh yes. Are you here for some kind of modeling opportunity?
No. I saw your painting down on the first floor. Was it, sir?
Yes. Which one?
There were these humans and these orcs. Apparently, it's of this war in the 400s.
Ah, yes.
Could you possibly tell me more? I'm slightly interested in the context of the painting.
Well, starting in, suppose, somewhere around the 360s, the orcs from over in Skennen started sending their long ships down in our direction and began to invade, first aiming for the monasteries.
Oh, horrible.
Do you have an affinity for monasteries?
You could say that. I am a monk. from a monastery. So one
Yes,
would say a monk has an affinity for monasteries.
Yes, we believe that the idea was to destabilize the spiritual connection that any warriors may have had.
Wait, destabilize?
Yes, if you first take out the most spiritual of the warriors, the monks, then they would not perhaps be able to lead other warriors in...
Oh, this is the orcs. Orcs
Yes.
attacking you guys.
Yes.
Okay. Alright.
And these battles raged on for several decades, with the crown quickly mobilizing the royal army against them.
Mm-hmm.
Then,
Okay.
somewhere around year 403, Captain Oliver Wilson led a defense against the invasion of Chieftain Theodore Loganson.
Okay.
And as is the case with many great invasions throughout history, it was ended by a storm. But the mysterious factor is that the storm did not harm Wilson's troops and ships.
Alright.
This has caused great speculation among wizards and historians since then as to what caused the storm and why the Alnig sailors were spared.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
You
So
see,
basically-
normally, I don't know how familiar you are with weather, but it tends to be pretty indiscriminate.
Yes. Weather seems to not care whose side it's on.
Yes. And the scene that I particularly painted was, the way I see it, was moments before the storm came in. When in that moment, no one knew which way the battle would go. Because those storms, those lucky storms that send away our foes, do we ever really know when they're coming? Unless
Not
perhaps
really.
we're the ones that bring them?
Out of character. Is that heavy, are you trying to tell us something, Drew?
What, do I need to hold up a foreshadowing sign?
How strong does storm magic get?
Do I need to hold up my sarcasm sign every time I talk to you?
Yes.
Yes, you do, Drew. Yes, you do.
So, are you a student of the arts who came here to discuss the field with me?
No, I was just quite interested in the painting. You see, I'm also a sailor, so I was interested in the boats and the scene that it created. So,
well, it's always nice to meet someone who appreciates my work, but what does bring you to these lands?
So apparently, no one has been able to see the taxes for your city or village hasn't been collected. And
Yeah, I bet
For the
Renee
past-
would like to hear that. Oh, you'll
yeah,
see.
yes, something's happened to it. We're trying to figure out what's going on, or to at least get the money back. You know, solve things. Do you have any possible idea of what might happen?
So it hasn't been collected? As in,
The past 2 months haven't
as
been
in the
collected.
farmers haven't been giving their payments to my father, or my father hasn't sent it off?
It hasn't. We don't know what has happened, but it hasn't gotten to the Duke.
Huh.
Or is it the Prince? The Duke, probably.
Dude.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, he did also let slip another hint in there a second ago.
I'm bad at catching them.
Secondary point, I'm not there, but just for clarification, his father's still in the room, right?
He's probably
He just goes, did my father just fail to send stuff on and his dad's right there?
Such a horrible village leader.
More like a terrible child. All
And
you do,
Jeffrey
you
says,
stay at
"Nope."
home, you draw your paintings, and you make fun of your father. You're
And
terrible.
then Jeffrey
But
chimes in,
Ma!
and Jeffrey chimes in saying, "No, son, I sent off the payment."
Wait, so the farmers have not sent in it. The farmers haven't sent in it before?
Well, I mean, sometimes I may have to get a little creative with my motivation to make sure that they remember the importance of taxes.
Because right now we have no clue where it is.
Okay.
And that could be what's happening now. And it could,
Well, I ensure you
create
that
more problems.
Well, I assure you that I was able to collect it. This sounds more like an issue of getting it from point B to point C.
All right. Fair enough. Who did you give it to last time?
Sent it through the same channels as normal.
What was his name again? No, was it her? What was her name again?
Okay. So Henry Hedgeworth and Zachary Taylor are the ones that drive the tax shipment from Chipham to Zinkton.
Okay.
You know that Jeffrey gave the payment of gold to the Tame. And that somewhere along the way, it didn't make it to the Duke.
So that means Jeffrey has it.
Like he took it back? Or...
No, I'm kidding.
Yes, but you do not also build a bridge out of stone?
So I can burn it down? Got it.
What else floats in water? Okay, anyway.
A bird, a duck.
Small rocks.
Red.
Anyways, so, all right. So we know who we need to get to now. When was the last time you had contact with them? Do you know?
Suppose that was probably last week that I spoke to Henry.
Okay. What did he say anything? Was it anything out of the ordinary? Was he richer?
Not that I noticed, no.
Was he wearing a pimp jacket?
Did he have anything of value?
He had the carriage that was paid for by the crown, I suppose.
All right.
By the way,
have any other
what's Thitch's passive perception? Always a good thing for the DM to ask.
Never a good thing to hear.
Never a good thing.
By the way,
Passive
Thitch, what's your
perception is a
swim speed?
14. Nothing should be getting. Almost nothing should be getting past me.
Also, what is Zoe doing right now?
Probably standing there.
Zoe has a passive perception of 11. No, sorry. Yeah, 11, by the way.
Okay. Would either of you have reason to be paying attention to the sun right now?
I should be, but
you're not
as a
talking to the
character,
sun.
I'm not able to.
Yeah, well, you're talking to the father, not the son.
What? I thought I was talking to the sun. See? I'm already lost.
You were asking additional questions, which would have been directed at the father, because the son's an artist that is cloistered in his room and doesn't pay attention to the goings-on of the town.
All right, makes sense. That makes more sense. All right, I'm plus my perception. Passive perception is a 14. My perception is a proficiency of, and is one of my proficiencies, and is a +4.
Yes, that's why your passive is a 14.
Yeah. Actually, that makes sense. So I'm pretty sure I should be getting some hints. Also,
Okay.
mind you, I'm not a very good person on catching hints. So my character's a better hint catcher than I am. So please help me out.
Okay, so you do notice then that the sun seems to be working now on some kind of charcoal sketch.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
I take a look at it, just like not to make it obvious, but I just like take a look at it, passive look at it.
Yeah, and you actually notice that it's a caricature sketch of the two of you talking.
Okay.
And the caption under it, he's just labeled "missing the obvious." Oh, you like it?
I mean, it's okay.
Yeah.
So some outside of character help, please help me. I have no clue what's going on.
Andreas, do you know what's going on?
I've not been paying that much attention because my character's not there.
Yeah. Is it that I'm supposed to be catching on that the person who has the gold is the supposed tax collector?
Maybe. Who knows? But you can ask questions. You can figure out you can interact with other characters in the scene.
There's only Zoe, me, the village chief, and the sun.
Yes.
Also, I yell outside and ask for the villager, the gardener.
Okay, but no.
You think your brother's a criminal?
And the sun laughs and says, "Perhaps you're just looking in the wrong places."
All right, let's check your chest.
I didn't say that, but
So then,
all I'm saying is that if you had an interest in taxes not making it to the government, who do you think you would be?
a tax collector?
Nope, they're being paid by the people that the taxes are going to.
A thief?
What kind of thief?
A carriage thief? A village thief?
Now you're getting somewhere.
A village chief?
The village chief, the person whose position is reinforced by the people who collect taxes.
No. So farmers.
Now you're getting somewhere, Sailor Man. Ask yourself this. Who benefits the most from the taxes not being taken from a community?
The farmers.
Community.
Community.
I'm not here.
Now you're getting somewhere.
All right. So are you saying that you guys are lying about collecting it?
I'm not saying anything. I'm just asking the questions.
Technically, you are saying something. You're saying the questions.
And while Chris mulls that over, let's jump back down to Andreas.
I'm just vibing in the library looking at a star chart.
Yep.
Nothing plot related is happening here. I'm filler. Let's go back to filler.
That you know of.
Filler is for mole time.
Now, I want to give Chris a second to think about what decisions he wants to make next.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, no,
anyway.
I'm okay. I'm not saying filler's bad. The filler allows time for mulling.
I'm trying to figure it out, but my brain's slow. I'm smooth brain right now and have no clue how to fix it.
Just draw some wrinkles on it. Have you considered, this is going back into character with the old man downstairs.
Yep.
Have you considered taking something like this to market?
I suppose I could, but does every venture need to be a capital one?
No, but if nothing else, I think the astronomical community could benefit from something of this magnitude. Something, especially the more complete it is, and the more accurate the projections become, which selling it to other people so they could examine it and reiterate on it would be beneficial, I think, to your entire studious community.
Well, there are other scholars who come here to study and converse with me from time to time. Perhaps we could, and I've expanded upon my understanding with theirs.
Even if it wasn't a capital venture, I think iterating upon it, gaining some kind of support from the rest of your scholarly community and making a larger version where any inaccuracies presented by the small scale of this model could be removed or at least reduced would be beneficial.
Perhaps you might be onto something. And perhaps then it could also aid me in its secondary purpose.
Secondary purpose?
Yes. As I grow in my understanding of both astronomy and astrology, I become a more powerful diviner.
Divination magic.
Correct.
It's never been my forte, but I have always recognized its merit.
Yes. I've been a scholar of the craft for a long time, and when my granddaughter still lived here, I taught it to her.
Where is she now? Oh, that's Maria.
That's Maria.
Oh, you know her?
Is it?
Yes. So you are the man who owns this building's father, then?
Yes.
Of whose name I don't remember out of character, but Earthmover would have.
In a manner of speaking, I would say that I still own this building, but...
Well, that's why he wouldn't have referred to it as the man who owns this building.
Yes.
Jeffrey, is that his name again?
Yes.
Yeah, you're Jeffrey's father.
Correct.
That makes a lot more sense. I wasn't entirely connecting the dots as to your place in the building. That makes a lot more sense.
Well, from a reading I'm getting from your friend upstairs, you're not the only one not connecting dots.
Harsh. Along the line, along that same line of thought, in the line of divination magic, would you be willing to try something for me?
Well, certainly.
The reason we're here is for tax debacle that we're trying to sort out. But the reason that we are on that venture in the first place is because we're trying to it's to pay the other half of a favor from the Duke to assist us in collecting some important, powerful artifacts. And we know the general whereabouts of one of them, but not its exact location. It's buried under the sea somewhere. Or I guess not buried, but submerged.
What is it that you seek from me, then?
It's the water gem?
Yes.
Yes.
And you have a sea chart that'll get you to the general area. You just need to sail
Yeah.
around it.
Yeah. I think I'm the one that's holding on to that.
Yes.
I'm the one with the larger bag to hold things, so I assume I'm the one holding that.
Chris literally has a bag of holding.
That is true. On the outside, I have a larger bag.
Yep.
But anyway, I think I'm the one that has it, so I pull it out. I point out where it is that we know it is. Looking for the elemental gem of the water plane.
And you see him look closely at it. He smiles and says, "Ah, now that is interesting. I think I know what you're looking for." Okay, let's jump back upstairs to Thitch.
So, look. Is the whole village really in on this? Because wouldn't that just be bad? Because supposedly, if the whole village is in on this, this is just bad for them. Because then that means the Duke, who owns the land, is gonna come down on them.
So it's not the whole village yet, is it?
No matter, it's still gonna become a consequence for the whole village.
Yes. And what do you call it when people, such as villagers, begin to try to put up against the crown?
Boycotting?
Going for a stronger word than that. Oh, and by the way, this is the sun speaking now.
Revolution.
And where are the sparks of revolution found?
From the peasants?
Look, getting not so much on a class level, more on a locational one.
Farmers.
No, not really what I'm looking for. Where do people discuss revolutions?
In the basement? Or the attic?
Might be where the most basic sparks start. But what
The village courtyard?
Getting closer.
In the
Courtyard,
village
don't you think
office.
No, that's a bit too open and public, don't you think? Think about it. What's a place that's available to everyone, where ideas can come together, but people feel comfortable to talk about anything?
Supermarket.
Oh, what's a supermarket?
The market.
You're getting closer, but perhaps a very specific type of vendor?
Barber?
I'm surprised that your character hasn't guessed this yet. No, not the barber. Most people don't really go to barbers in this village. They just sort of cut their own hair.
Oh, okay. I'm forgetting the context. I forgot what the world was again. The monastery.
We don't have a village monastery. Okay,
Oh.
do you want me to ask the question again?
Look, I have no clue what you're saying.
Where do people come together to discuss revolutions? Andres, if you figured it out, DM me.
Oh, God. Okay, market. What kind of vendor? Can't be food.
Well,
Can't be restaurants.
can't it?
I mean, I guess they could talk about it in the dinner table. The bar!
Correct. Tavern is the home of the revolution, my friend.
Oh my gosh! And my favorite place to go! I can't believe I didn't guess that first.
Now, the good news is for you that we have several bars, or perhaps that's bad news. There are 5 in town.
Mm-hmm. Oh. How far away are they from each other?
Well, this whole village is relatively small.
Okay.
But yes, there's on one edge of town and moving closer and moving on the edge of town nearest to where you came in and moving across, you've got the prancing jester, the prancing eel, the leering dog, the above bar, and the golden eagle.
The above bar.
Yes.
All right. Any of them supposed to mean something?
I didn't make them. He says.
Okay. All right. Well, that helps me a lot. Thank you for your wisdom, wise painter.
Yes. Now, who are you?
If I was talking to...
You're a tax collector, is that right?
I'm a monk sailor.
A monk, a sailor, and a tax collector.
Yes.
Walk into the above bar.
Correct. Well, perhaps sometime I could paint one of the stores of your adventures.
Ooh, and there could be a song for that painting.
I don't really write songs.
I think I might know someone. Oh well, that'll be a story for another time.
Is this event? Wait, this campaign is just going to be full of you running into different types of artists to immortalize you, isn't it?
I mean, I don't really care if they immortalize me or not. I'm going to be immortalized in one way or another.
Apotheosis? Because first there was Billy Queen, then there was a newspaper in one episode. Now there's a painter interest in you.
All right. So I guess I go down to where I last saw Earthmover.
Yes, in the library/gallery.
Yes.
So how's he doing with that? He said he knows what I'm looking for. What does that mean?
Yeah, so, by the way, at this point, I guess Thitch finishes up what he was doing and has come down. Well, this area, according to legends, which I suppose you've just substantiated.
Oh, yeah, no, completely real. I hold up the Earth Gem.
Oh. At first, he's just like, what? And then you see him take a closer look. Ah, yes. Brimming with magic.
Yes. This is the Earth Planar Gem. Now you might see the ties between my confusion as to whether or not to describe it as geology and my interests.
Tell me when I come in.
Yeah, I suppose you're probably able to come down now. It'll probably be easier if he can explain this to both of you at once.
Yeah.
First, do you want to fill in anything that you just learned to Earthmover?
You must go to a bar.
That's always your solution, Thitch.
But this time it's an actual solution.
If you say so, I will choose to trust you, considering Zoe hasn't instantly shot you down.
Um,
I'm surprised though he didn't even help me once.
well, Earthmover, how much do you trust painters?
I think about Billy Queen.
Oh my gosh.
More than some other artists, I suppose. Okay, I just developed a completely arbitrary philosophy that Earthmover might have just developed in the moment.
What?
The more concrete the art form, the more reliable he sees them as individuals.
Oh my gosh.
So
sculptors are like the
architects-
pinnacle.
No, architects are probably the best then.
Sculptors.
Yes, architects and then sculptors.
Well, then again, I mean, architects, they don't really build. They just design it, right?
Yeah, so it'd be construction managers?
Yeah, I know. I still feel like sculptors would be at the top because they have to design and build it.
Yes, yeah. They are the completeness of their own art form.
Yeah.
Unless it's like Mount Rushmore scale, but I'm just choosing to assume that doesn't exist in this world yet.
If there's a Mount Rushmore.
Well, remember,
Well, yes, magic, but at that point you can just do it yourself.
Yeah, according to legend, some ancient wizards used the Earth Gem to create the Everdeep Canyon.
Oh, yeah.
Remember?
No, so they're the greatest art. They're the greatest artists to me then.
Do you remember what they then used those rocks for, according to legend?
They made a mountain range.
Correct. Surrounding what is now the capital city.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be hilarious if I decided that myth wasn't real?
Gems described in that myth, totally real. What actually happened is completely natural geological events that look unnatural.
Yep.
That were explained away by conjecture back when the stone was known to exist.
Yep. This is the ultimate example of people not knowing what happened, so they just ascribed a supernatural solution.
Yes. And even if the supernatural entity described in that solution is real, that doesn't mean that their solution proposed is correct.
Yeah. Okay, so anyway, where were we? The old man says we were going to grab a drink.
I think after some further explanation of what you mean by what I'm looking for.
So,
Be right back.
Do you know?
I'd be happy to treat you to a drink after that.
Do you know the goddess Fariga?
Should I make it a religion check? I imagine I don't.
Well, if you want, you can just ask him.
Or I guess
Unless
history
you
check.
really
want
to sound well. How important is it for you to sound smart right now?
I guess not too important, considering I've already shown academic prowess by having insightful thoughts about his star chart.
Okay.
I'm allowed to not know some things. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
Oh, well, in halfling culture, she is a goddess of the seas, and
Thitch should know this.
And it's believed that some of her clergy were a team of sailors that built a sort of floating temple, the goal of which was to aid any other ships they came across, and they trafficked the area right in between Alneg and Hybern. After a long career of doing this, one day, the ship was not seen again at either port. But sometimes, sailors in need would still see the crew of that ship, directing them on which way to go. And there's at least one case of a person who was setting out to look for them, claiming that he found a more conventional idea of what we would call a temple on a small island, but he was never able to find it again.
I'm going to glance sidelong at the map again. I see.
So perhaps the real issue is knowing how to look.
I I don't suppose divination magic is going to be as helpful as I had hoped then.
Well, what do you presume divination to be?
I suppose the art of learning something indirectly? Or perhaps indirectly is the wrong word, but through a means not possible through your own physical form.
I like that. You see, divination, it's not always reading minds or trying to predict the future. Sometimes it could just be allowing your magical essence to let you look at the world a different way.
Let's see. I am physically incapable of divination magic as I currently am.
Okay, what do you guys want to do now?
I'm going to invite him. I don't even know his name. What is your name? I am so rude. I'm Earthmover. Hello.
Oh, yes. My name is Elijah.
Would you care to come drinking with us?
Why, sure. Which bar shall we go to?
I look at Thitch.
Well, aren't there 5? Oh, dang it. There are 5. But I do want to go to that, what was it? The
Golden Eagle?
Over the bar?
The above bar?
Yes. Yeah, I would like to go to the above bar.
Well, okay then. Let's be off. You guys want to take the carriage or just walk there?
I imagine we can walk.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll leave my raven on the carriage.
Well, remember, there's a maximum distance to how far you can see through the
Right.
raven.
I'm assuming I can leave my raven there, and if I need anything, it'll come to me. If something happens, it'll come to me, right?
There's not a maximum communication distance, is there? Also, I trust the gardener.
Uh-oh, he could do a plot twist. Be careful.
I trust Mr. Hedgeworth. Hedson? What was his last name?
No, you have to be within 100 feet in order to give telepathic orders, and that's also the distance that you can see through it.
Okay, so if I leave that, what would happen?
You would no longer be in communication with you'd be out of Bluetooth range.
So would it just stop working, or can it like?
It would probably go into power saver mode.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a connection lost, shutting down.
Okay.
It just dies.
Oh no way! It turns into a malevolent demon and wreaks havoc on the world.
Cool. Better leave it alone then.
Yeah, that's going to happen anyway, right? Might as well get started.
No, we're trying to prevent that.
Well, Earthmover hasn't decided if he wants to prevent it.
Yeah, that's true. I might be siding with the otherworldly threat.
Yeah.
We'll find out.
Yeah.
For now, I am working to collect the gems and assess the danger.
Oh, by the way, Chris, it is about 10:30. This could be a natural stopping point if you want it to be, or we can.
Yeah, no, I gotta go.
Okay.
So let me make this last decision. Then we can. Should we take out the carriage or no? Because
I want to say leave the carriage as far away from the normal townspeople as possible.
All right. Yeah, it makes sense.
Collector.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Let's do that.
Well,
I bring my raven with me.
With them heading to a bar, that's definitely a pun. Get it?
I'm guessing it's something about over the counter.
Yeah. Well, with them heading off to the bar for a drink with an old man because they're... Oh, wow, you guys are being nice to the elderly for once.
Yeah, it never happens.
Yeah. Well, probably because this is actually interesting because in Earthmover's eyes, this is probably the first old person that still deserves to be around because he's a major contributor to the sciences and is a wizard.
Yeah.
And he actually not a real relational connection to.
He holds knowledge that other people don't and would be difficult to transmit to them easily.
Yeah.
So he is probably the first old person I have ever held genuine respect for.
Well, what about that? Well, I almost brought up the really old elf from really early on, but you intentionally made a point of spiting him at one point.
Yes.
Because you don't like elves, right?
I don't think that was why.
Anyway, I've been your host and Dungeon Master, Drew, and I'm being joined by...
Earthmover?
And...
Thitch.
Thitch, please.